can we just talk about, this is the shorter receipt. This is the first one. It's a nice scarf. I'm George Washington. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. This would make a good thumbnail. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm so excited for today's video. I had a story time from the last couple days and everybody on Instagram wanted to see like an actual story time. Here we are today, and yes, I got over $1,700 worth of clothes from Plato's, and they actually ended up paying me. The first trip I did end up paying a little bit. The second trip I got money back, and at the end I'm going to kind of show the math and how it kind of cancels out, if that makes sense. One thing I do want to note before jumping into this, I will not be showing any items. Check me on Instagram, FINDZBYCHLOE, it'll be linked down below. If you are interested in seeing like the haul or buying some pieces that I got from it. Okay, so this story started about 2 days ago. This isn't my normal Plato's. My normal Plato's is pretty close. This one I drove out for. I drove out about 40-50 minutes for, and then I also have a secret buy sell trade store that I found recently that's actually like brand new basically, that take a lot of stuff very similar to Buffalo Exchange or Plato's. Went to my secret location and I gave them a bunch of stuff. They have a much bigger store and they take more brands than the Plato's I was going to, so I stopped by there first. They took, I want to say I got like almost $200 there. I could be wrong. It might be closer to like $150. Everything they did not take, I took to Plato's. That was going to be my last trip for the night. So I walk in, I sign in and everything, give them my stuff. The girl up front was like, hey, by the way, there's like a bunch of clearance around the store. I was like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. I'll have some stuff to look at while I'm, you know, waiting, because I had about 4 IKEA bags full. Right towards the front of the store were a bunch of bins. There was a table with bins on top and bins on the floor, just filled with like shoes and skirts and tops, dresses, all kinds of stuff. I noticed that all of the tags on the items had like a clearance sticker, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Which they told me there was like a clearance sale. I didn't know how much was clearance. I asked and she was like 70%. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm still sorting through and stuff, and then I get to the very bottom of this second bin and I pull out 2 Free People pieces, new attach. I was like, oh, sick. And so I get up and I go over to the girl, well, the other girl working, and I was like, hey, can I have a bin just to hold this stuff? Because it was just very messy and kind of all over the place, and there were other people in the store, so I didn't want like anyone to like take my stuff or like step on it while I was sorting through all this. So I got a bin and I'm filling it up, and she's like, hey, you know, you're cool, which I had never met them before, but you know, I'm glad I give off that energy. She was like, hey, you're cool. 90% off doesn't start till tomorrow, but you can have 90% today. Best thing you could ever say to me. It's like, I know that I'm getting everything for like under $2. We are set. I will stack up. So I fill up 1 bin immediately just from these like boxes. So I go around the corner and there's just this whole rack, like, well, 2 whole racks technically, huge, and they have the clearance sign and the clearance stickers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there is more. This is dangerous. So I start going through all of those, which is when I started like recording for Instagram. I was like, I gotta show people what's happening right now. Like, I can't believe this. But I got so excited seeing the winter and fall stuff, because in the reselling world, although people will buy whatever any time of year, it's a lot more by season, whereas buy sell trade stores usually say like winter time, like when it's like dead winter, they're taking summer stuff usually. Don't quote me on that, that's just from my knowledge, because they're stocking up inventory for when the summer comes. I go through all of that. I'm kind of looking around because they're still going through my stuff. I have filled up a second bin, which I do hand to them, and I'm like, okay, you got 2 bins full. Let's slow down a little bit to make their job easier. If it was up to me, I would have bought everything, but I do care about buy sell trade employees, so I didn't want to give them too much workload. So I go to the register and they start ringing me up. We're talking the whole time and stuff. This whole process, I want to say, took a good like 20-25 minutes, just because there was so much stuff. Like I swear, like 10-15 minutes in, she was like, okay, we're done with 1 bin, and I'm like, great. The total's just going up, and we eventually get to about, I believe it was 1,100 total. And then she was like, okay, like, want to see the discount? And I was like, yeah. Puts in the 90% off, and it goes down to about $130, which is already crazy. Over 1,000 to 130 is already like perfect, amazing, great, yes. But mind you, I sold stuff there. My total at the end was $130, and I had about $86 in trade. So after that got taken off, I only paid about like 46 bucks. That's just crazy. In total, I paid about $46 for over $1,000 worth of stuff. I want to give a quick like mini story that everyone wanted to hear about, because it was just like kind of random tea, has nothing to really do with the story, but it just kind of, I don't know, I thought about it all night, and I was like, you know, that was just so strange, and it was just a part of the journey, I guess, so I thought I would share it. But long story short, my secret spot where I went to before Plato's, just the employees were very weird. Not like in a, like calling someone weird, like, oh, you're weird, but like they were just acting weird. I don't know how to explain it. And the owner, oh my gosh, the owner, she ended up ringing me out when I was getting cashed out and everything, messed up how much cash she was supposed to give me twice, takes that cash back from me, tells me that she didn't understand the transaction. Mind you, this is just a simple like, oh, sign here, here's your cash, mind you. She was like, yeah, I haven't had my caffeine today. Then just starts telling me about like how she used to live in Arizona. Very random. Giving me the money and then taking the money back. She's like, oh, today's just been, I can't think properly today, Like, I don't know, the whole experience was really weird. Moving on to the next morning, I was like, you know what? It is the start of the actual 90% off sale, and I promise you, I did not see everything that needed to be seen. Sure enough, I filled up another bin and a half like the next morning. I came in, I was the first person there. I was about 30 minutes early. They looked at me like I was freaking crazy. Gave them more stuff to sell. I was like, might as well, you know, while I'm here. And it's a whole different staff. So I have all new eyes looking at my stuff, because it's the same stuff from last night that I sold to them already, but it's just all new people. They took $150 worth of stuff. After all said and done, my total came down to like 66 something dollars, and I had the $150 trade. So I ended up getting like $87 back, I believe, and some change. We're gonna do the math real quick. I did it for you. Quick math. Where's my pen? I had a marker. This is the first trip and the second trip. These were the totals from both trips. Up here is the discounts. So how much was taken off. I know the math is kind of like all over the place, but I promise it makes sense. After the discounts were applied, this is how much I ended up owing. This is how much I got back from each place. So they gave me $87.63 my second trip there, and the first trip, like I said, I had to pay a little bit, so I paid $48.36. And if you take that, if you take the money I was given minus what I paid, technically, for $1,763 worth of clothes, I was paid almost $40, $39.27 to be exact. Thank you so much for watching this story time, and I hope you had a good time watching it. I had a very good time living it. So I hope I explained it as well as possible. It's probably not as exciting as you were expecting. Hopefully it is. But I feel like people were expecting this like big hurrah to happen, and really I just got super lucky and the employees were very nice to me. So I will see you next time in my next video, and have a beautiful night. Goodbye. Let's do some quick math. Look, I did it for you. Look, I almost failed high school because I didn't pass math. Quick math. Quick maths. Quick maths. Is this flipped for you guys? Oh no.